choice. Can Siddaramaiah and Shivakumar really work together? And where does that leave? Verdict 2023 for the Congress party. We'll bring you all the very latest. Special guests joining us. But first, as always, the 9 headlines at 9 tonight. Unending twists and turns in Karnataka's Game of Thrones. DK Shivakumar now digs in his heels, rejects the Congress's offer of a deputy chief minister and plum portfolios, as well as a possible rotational chief ministership. CBI summons ex-NCB officer Samir Wankhede in the alleged Aryan Khan extortion case. Wankhede accused of demanding 25 crores for the release of SRK's son. Supreme Court seeks a fresh status report from the Manipur government days after a deadly clash, asks what steps were taken in the wake of sectarian violence. Centre rejects a US report criticizing India on religious freedom, calls it biased and motivated. SEBI gets 3 months to complete its probe in the Adani Hindenburg case. Supreme Court orders the regulator to file a report before 14th August, next hearing in July. CBI arrests journalist Vivek Raghuvanshi and an ex-Navy commander on spying charges, accused of collecting sensitive information related to defence matters for foreign agencies. Kerala approves an ordinance to protect health workers. Cabinet nod after brutal killing of Dr. Vandana Das by a patient in a stabbing spree in Kollam. Elon Musk again trying to drive Tesla into India. Company officials engage with Indian government ahead of Prime Minister Modi's US visit. Tesla mulls manufacturing in India. Imran Khan faces arrest again. Punjab police claims the former Pakistan Prime Minister is sheltering 40 terrorists. Imran's Zaman Park house surrounded. But the story that we continue to focus on, because it is a story that is reflecting all the political drama. No end to the Karnataka Chief Minister deadlock. That's right, a deadlock now because efforts to work out a compromise by the Congress leadership today have failed. DK Shivakumar, the Congress Karnataka president, is adamant he wants the chief ministership or nothing, in his words. Rajdeep Singh Surjewala, who's the General Secretary in charge of Karnataka, has told India Today that 48 to 72 hours all will be sorted. He's met Mallikarjun Kharge, the Congress president, after a lengthy conversation with DK Shivakumar, and he has now barred any Congress leaders from speaking to the media, saying any such statements will be seen as an act of indiscipline. So the efforts are on to work out a compromise, but so far those efforts have failed. Our reporters on the spot, bravely conquering the heat and more. Maushmi Singh outside Mallikarjun Kharge's house, and Nagarjun Dwarkanath, our Bengaluru bureau chief, are joining us. To you, Nagarjun, first. 12 o'clock this morning appeared that done deal. Mr. Siddaramaiah to be chief minister. Arrangements had also begun in Bengaluru, and celebrations for his swearing in tomorrow, and then it went wrong. What changed? Was DK Shivakumar adamant that I want chief minister or nothing? Is that what has, in a way, blindsided the Congress leadership?
Well, that is true, Rajdeep. Since the conversation between the Congress president and DK Shivakumar for 2 hours that went on, he's been very adamant that nothing less than the lion's share, that is the chief minister post. Earlier in the morning, he was agreeing that it would be only 5 years that I'll agree, and nothing less than 5 years. But now he's toned down. He's saying that he's willing to share the CM chair, but the first half of the tenure should be him. He would take the 3 years, and then last 2 years he would give it to Siddaramaiah, while the Congress High Command, as per our sources, is favouring Siddaramaiah to take over the first 2 years, because age is also a factor, and also 2024, and they would want Siddaramaiah to lead and consolidate the Ahinda votes like he did for this election as well. But PCC, the DK Shivakumar, is saying that it was his role also in the organization which brought the party to power, and it's the time to get in fresh blood. And Siddaramaiah's tried and tested policies over, and people who are behind him is what Mr. Shivakumar is saying. But it seems like the High Command is slightly getting irritated and annoyed at this arm twisting tactics by both the netas, and saying that the High Command will decide right now The three leaders who have met right now, most probably the final decision will be decided now and communicated tomorrow morning. In all likelihood, since morning that we have been saying Siddaramaiah is the front runner, he'll be the next Chief Minister of Karnataka. I'm still sticking my neck out and saying that Siddaramaiah, in all likelihood, will take oath as the CM of Karnataka.
Maushmi Singh, you are at DK Shivakumar's residence now. Is DK Shivakumar in the mood where he is simply unwilling to relent? Is there any effort being made by any Congress leaders to try and find a solution?
See, Rajdeep, what is clear from DK Shivakumar's stance is that he is not blinking, and he does realize that if it is now or never, and that the precedence in the past has actually played an important role in DK taking such a rigid stand. He does realize that after 2 years, 2024 Lok Sabha poll battle will be over, and in the case that Congress takes yet another drubbing, him getting the CM post is a far cry, and that's the reason that DK is just sticking out to the fact that he wants to become chief minister. He is actually the man of an organization man, and he strived and worked for the party when the party was in troubled waters. So clearly DK Shivakumar has drawn that line. Even a meeting with Rajdeep didn't take off in terms of breaking that ice, and we saw Rajdeep Surjewala in a huddle with KC Venugopal and Mallikarjun Kharge. Now, the only
where are the
thing
Gandhis
is,
in all this? Where are the Gandhis, Maushmi? Where are the Gandhis in all this?
As I told you, that Sonia Gandhi so far has stayed away from this entire issue, entrusting Mallikarjun Kharge, who is the president, with whatever decision he takes. But considering the fact that DK Shivakumar has a very, very special relationship with Sonia Gandhi, she was the president when he got that responsibility. She went and visited him in Tihar jail. So importantly, Sonia Gandhi's role now becomes really very crucial. Will she step in? There are talks that there could be a video conference on the cards to break the ice, because the next 2-3 days are going to be very crucial. And if DK Shivakumar sticks to the fact that it's him becoming the chief minister, there could be a third or a fourth entrant, Rajdeep, which cannot be ruled out. Remember, because he's saying it should be a man from the organization. Right. So maybe there could be a dark horse on the cards.
Nagarjun, how far can DK... Okay, the question of course is how far can DK Shivakumar really go? Can he actually rebel? If not right away, maybe 6 months, 12 months down the line. Remember, Karnataka has a large floating population. So both DK Shivakumar and Siddaramaiah, their MLAs, could they be used in some way to almost browbeat the High Command into submission? We'll wait and see. For now, what we can say is there is a deadlock. Now, given this deadlock, it's come on a day of many twists and turns. When the day started, Mr. Siddaramaiah appeared set to become the next chief minister, but by the evening, it was back to square one. The spotlight is firmly on DK Shivakumar, someone who has thrown a spanner in the works of the Congress leadership by insisting that he be made chief minister. How have the events unfolded through the day? Take a look, and then we'll have our talking point.
The last act in the Karnataka chief minister race between Siddaramaiah and DK Shivakumar was to unveil by Wednesday evening. It was a busy day for Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge and other negotiators involved in the power-sharing negotiations. At 10 a.m., many newly elected MLAs from Karnataka flocked to 10 Rajaji Marg, the residence of Kharge. Around the same time, Congress General Secretary Organization KC Venugopal reached 10 Janpat, the official residence of MP Sonia Gandhi, setting the stage for crucial talks that were to follow. Around 11:30 a.m., the first big meeting of the day takes place. Chief Minister race front-runner Siddaramaiah with Rahul Gandhi. The meeting lasted a little more than half an hour. As Siddaramaiah returned from Janpat to Hotel Moria, where he has been camping since Monday, 20 minutes later, the other contender, DK Shivakumar, walked in to meet Rahul Gandhi at 10 Janpat. In Karnataka, Siddaramaiah's supporters erupted in celebration. It looked like the question was settled, though there was no official confirmation. Preparations started at the Kantirava Stadium in Bengaluru for the oath ceremony. But just before 1 o'clock, Congress General Secretary in charge of Karnataka, Rajdeep Surjewala, met the media, calling reports on Chief Minister's selection as mere speculation.
And it's only a matter of today or tomorrow, and we will have a new leader of the Congress Legislature Party. Within next 48 to 72 hours, we'll have a new cabinet in Karnataka.
A little after 2 p.m., Shivakumar went to Rajaji Marg for a meeting with Kharge. It was clear things were not going according to plan. Sources tell India Today Karnataka Congress chief DK Shivakumar had put his foot down.
I am not commenting anything. You people are commenting lot of things. You do whatever you want.
Am I talking to the next Chief Minister of Karnataka? So you are going to be the next CM of Karnataka?
By evening, both camps were back to the drawing board. Shivakumar held meetings with his supporters, including 10 MLAs, at his brother DK Suresh's residence. With both Siddaramaiah and Shivakumar digging their heels in, the Congress is in a catch-22. A cabinet without the two leaders will send out signals of divide. The High Command, however, is unable to come out with formula that pleases all. Last heard, swearing-in preparations at the Kantirava Stadium were on hold. With Nagarjun Dwarkanath, Mausami Singh, Nabila Jamal and Sagai Raj, Bureau Report, India Today.
But again, sir, my last question to you.
Political drama with all its twists and turns. Let's raise the big questions. Congress's power struggle, is it now out in the open? Can the Congress's high command rein in its Karnataka Satraps? Can Siddaramaiah and Shivakumar work together? Gains from record mandate, are they being squandered by the Congress? Joining us now, Yogendra Yadav is co-founder Swaraj India. He's worked closely on the Bharat Jodo Yatra with the Congress. Sandeep Shastri is National Coordinator, Lokpriti Network, comes from Karnataka. Sanjay Jha, political analyst, but he's here also as a former congressman. Shehzad Poonawalla is spokesperson BJP, and Shama Mohammed is Congress spokesperson. I'm going to put all those questions to you. Let's start with you, and I'll ask all of you to be please brief in your opening remarks. Shama Mohammed, the Congress, just when you think it's got a big victory, it never misses an opportunity to miss an opportunity. This was a chance for you to show a united front after a big victory. What are we seeing? An open power struggle playing out.
No, I fail to understand this, Rajdeep. We have seen when UP elections in 2017, there was Keshav Prasad Maurya, there was Manoj Sinha, there was Dinesh Sharma. I didn't see this sort of murder mystery sort of reporting. I could just see Maushmi very excited, you very excited. I fail to understand this excitement. It's, there it took them more than a week. Here it's just been 3 days, and we have to decide we want the best decision because the people of Karnataka has given us a huge mandate. The discussion should be today, why did Narendra Modi's charisma fail in Karnataka? Why did his double-engine Sarkar fail in Karnataka? Why did his Hindu-Muslim thing fail in Karnataka? His politics of polarization, and me being a Keralite, I will keep saying it, Kerala story. The Prime Minister of India is using something like Kerala story for an election campaign. That should be the talk today. I failed to answer. Did you do the same sort in 2017? Did you do this with Manoj Sinha, Dinesh Sharma, as well as those candidates in 2017 who were supposed to be the Chief Minister of UP? I understood that he blackmailed, in fact. He said, I'm going to make a separate state, Yogi Adityanath, at that point of time, if you don't make me the Chief Minister of UP. Did you all report all that?
No.
My God, I mean, the Congress party is such a democratic party. You're seeing everybody in Kharge's house, not in Rahul Gandhi's house. Have you ever seen people going to Naddaji's house? Everybody goes to Amit Shah's house.
Okay.
Here we having a proper way.
That's
we have
an
an elected
interesting
president, where we have an appointed president.
Okay.
We do everything transparently.
Okay, it appears chaotic to us. You're saying it's transparent.
We do everything transparently, and everybody has this audacity to question us. We will decide our chief minister in a few days. We want a proper cabinet. We are, we're very thoughtful in the whole thing. And here we are being hit left, right and center with journalists sitting camping outside Mr. Kharge's. I want to know if they did the same thing with Amit Shah's house at that point of time in 2017.
Okay, you made the reference, ma'am. Just a minute. As I said,
blackmail by Yogi Adityanath. Let's talk about the blackmail.
Okay, you made your point, and I'll get Shehzad to respond. Shehzad, the Congress's stand is 3 days have gone, 4 days now since our verdict. That too in Bengaluru. It takes time. It took a week in Uttar Pradesh. It took even longer in Assam. According to Shama Mohammed, effectively when Yogi Adityanath was made, there was a past struggle. It may not have played out quite the same way, but the fact is it happens in all parties. This is Indian democracy in action. Why are you calling one thing a circus? And when all the leaders go to Amit Shah's house and not JP Nadda's house, why is that not seen as undermining of a party president?
There are 2 points that I have to answer in this. इंतज़ार करते करते एक और शाम बीत जाएगी, राजस्थान की कहानी कर्नाटका की बन जाएगी. The point I'm trying to make is not a function of time or delay, and I'm the national spokesperson of BJP. My articulation of this point has been not about the time. They can take 1 more day, 2 more days. It's reasonable. It's understandable. The point is that once a decision has been taken, whether it's the Rajasthan template or the Chhattisgarh template or many other states of the Congress, has that decision worked out? And let me give you an example. Mr. Sachin Pilot, after 4 years, is on the streets. As opposed to that, Yogi Adityanath, once it was decided by the party paraphernalia and the legislators, did Mr. Maurya come on to the streets against him? Or in Uttarakhand, when Dhamiji was chosen by the MLAs, was there a revolt on the streets against the government of Mr. Dhami? The fundamental difference is the political adultery. You know what is political adultery? Political adultery is when you say Kabul hai, Kabul hai, Kabul hai to multiple players.
Can I comment, Rajdeep?
No, 1 minute, please.
And then you have talaq, talaq, talaq on the streets. And that leads to 3 things, Rajdeep, fundamentally. It's an internal issue of the Congress, let them deal with it. First issue is that the people's promises, like instance, 1500 to women in Haryana, in Himachal, not been fulfilled. 300 units will be given to every household, not fulfilled. Rajasthan, Kisan will get, loan maafi, not fulfilled. So the promises to the people go back and the position and the posturing becomes more important. Secondly, a stable mandate is converted into an unstable mandate. Snatching victory from the jaws of defeat is one thing, snatching instability from the jaws of stability. So it's an insult of the people's mandate. Third point, very quickly, Amit Shah ji and others, first of all, no leaders have gone to Amit Shah ji's house, nor has Mr. Adityanath said that he'll make a difference.
Let's be honest, Mr. Amit Shah, Narendra Modi are your power centers, and to that extent, the opposition could easily claim that your party president is undermined. Here at least they're all going to Mallikarjun Kharge's house. They're not rushing to 10 Janpath anymore.
Rajdeep, just this point, it's the fundamental point, and I beseech you for 30 seconds on this. Mr. Amit Shah, Mr. Modi and our party has a parliamentary board which decides, right? They're part of the parliamentary board. Now, may I please be explained, what authority does Rahul Gandhi have? He's not even an MP. Why is he calling the shots? This is not about Janmat, it's about Janpath. And that is my fundamental problem, that this person who has no party position right now in that sense, or a constitutional position, is deciding the fate of the 6.5 crore people of Karnataka, and that led to instability in Rajasthan. And that model is now being played up. The template of political adultery is playing out, which will lead to political breakup.
Okay, we'll talk of political instability, I think is a better word to use, but we'll turn to the other 3 guests in a moment. But I'll ask Shama Mohammed to get one response. The point which is being made is that when the BJP, even if it takes a week, 10 days, they manage, because perhaps their high command is so strong, some would say imperious, is able to rein in many of these faction fights. The Congress's problem, we've seen it in Rajasthan, we've seen it in Chhattisgarh, and we are certainly seeing it in Karnataka, is your Satraps in a way are daring your high command, challenging their authority in a way, and perhaps will get away, and that causes instability. You've just won a big victory and you've got instability. The optics are terrible.
Okay, so Rajdeep, that is what I'm going to say. The high command culture is when Nitish Kumar is with the Mahagathbandhan, they abuse him. And then when they join him, they are nice to him. Well, let's not forget what happened in Meghalaya. Just before the election, they were together. And with Conrad Sangma, when the campaigning was happening, Mr. Amit Shah said that he's corrupt. This Conrad Sangma was with them before that.
No, no, but let's not go. I'm asking you about Karnataka, ma'am. I am asking you about the messaging. I am asking you, ma'am, please stick to the question.
Let me tell you about Karnataka.
Yeah, please tell me about Karnataka, the messaging, the optics. You won a big victory, and there's a power struggle going on for Kaun Banega Mukhyamantri.
There is no power struggle. What happened to the Lingayat vote? They kicked out Shetter. They kicked out, what happened to, they wanted to do what they did in Gujarat, in Karnataka. South Indians are not North Indians. They took out Yedurappa or one fine day they said, get out, we're putting Boma there. We saw what happened. Shetter was removed. No, let me finish.
1 second. Rajdeep, how can you allow such commentary against a set of people? This is racist. This is extremely abominable. I get strong objection. Why is she insulting North Indians? We are all Indians. I'm sorry, Rajdeep. We come from west part of India. What is this calling out names to North Indians? DK Shivakumar did it last time. This is not the way.
Claiming a Gujarat model was imposed in Karnataka.
South Indians are not North Indians. What does that mean? Please paraphrase.
Okay.
What does it mean?
Let me finish.
What did you mean by that? What did you mean that South India is not North India, ma'am?
South Indians are not North Indians.
I'm going to tell you.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. Let me explain. He doesn't allow me to talk. The same way, why did Amit Shah say, look at Kerala? This Karnataka, this is not Kerala. Look at it. Look at Kerala. Why did Mr. Modi point at us?
What is she saying?
Story? Why is he insulting Kerala? It's all the time calling us Somalia. So why is the Prime Minister of India? Why is the Prime Minister of India insulting Kerala? Why is the Prime Minister of India insulting Kerala? So
Come
Kerala
on, why she said North Indians are completely different?
It's
absolutely
1 minute. No, 1 minute. I will ask you one last time. Shama Mohammed, stick to the... I am giving you a direct question. The fact is you won a big majority, 135 seats in Karnataka. The people of Karnataka expect that the leaders who work together would also, in a way, find a way to work together post-election. Instead, what are we seeing? Two leaders are virtually claiming the chief minister's chair in what is a direct open fight. In the BJP, when these fights take place, at least in the Narendra Modi age, they seem to take place behind closed doors. Here it's taking place pretty openly. Both supporters are making it very clear. Either chief ministership for us or then we'll see.
Rajdeep, that's what you all are making out to say that the fight is open. I don't see any fight open. It is what you all are making out, what the media and everybody else, the Bharatiya Janata Party and everybody. There is no fight in open. We have discussions happening. They are sitting there and discussing. Nobody has said there is an argument or fight. It is, see, let me tell you, there's something called hearsay. Hearsay is what Tom says, what Dick says and what Harry says. I don't want to believe in that. I want to believe what comes out tomorrow when we take a final decision.
Okay, you made your point, ma'am. No, ma'am. You've had your time. I've got 3 people, others waiting, who've got, one very quick point, please.
Rajdeep, first of all, Mr. Siddaramaiah spoke to Nagarjun Dwarkanath, and secondly, DK
Shivakumar.
No, ma'am. Please keep your voice down. Fader, let him now speak. Yes, ma'am.
This is not hearsay. This is journalism of gold quality, because Mr. Siddaramaiah spoke to your channel saying, I am the next chief minister.
No, he spoke to our channel saying majority of the MLAs are backing us.
That's right.
Yeah, please, let's be specific.
She was quoting Prime Minister when...
Go ahead.
Anyways, and DK Suresh, I have the full bite of DK Suresh on Times Now. He has said to Times Now saying that, look, my brother deserves to be CM. Whatever the decision, the High Command has to make him this because Siddaramaiah has got many opportunities. Is this not washing your linen in public domain? Secondly, in our party, the difference is that we are a disciplined party and the party respects the mandate given by the parliamentary board and by the legislators.
Can I ask you a simple question on that before I go to the others? The fact is, just a minute. The fact is, when a Bhupendra Patel is appointed as Chief Minister of Gujarat, he was appointed overnight. Vijay Rupani removed. No MLA was consulted. When you had 3 chief ministers in 3 months in Uttarakhand, Pushkar Dhami is appointed. MLAs were not consulted. You have a high-handed high command. So how are you in, at least the Congress could claim amidst all this chaos, they're trying a consultative process. It appears chaotic, but it's consultative. You have no consultation in the BJP.
Let me blast this entire argument in smithereens. If it was so consultative and democratic, why have they said Sachin Pilot is doing anti-party activity? Sukhjinder Randhawa? Then celebrate it. No, it's democratic and consultative. Secondly, what makes you think that our process was not consultative? And how have you come to, one second, if it was not consultative, then how come Bhupender Patel has won with the biggest mandate in Gujarat and Dhami has returned to Parliament state after 37, after first time in the history of Uttarakhand, a government has been repeated under Pushkar Singh Dhami.
The fact is, were MLAs consulted or not?
Of course.
For Gujarat, for Bhupender Patel?
Of course.
Okay. And I would love to know when that happened. But
Rajdeep, we are not going to tell you at 9 p.m. when they are doing a party internal
You're
matter.
claiming...
But one line.
Okay,
Rajdeep,
just a minute.
Rajdeep, just
Yogendra Yadav.
Rajdeep, just one line. Just one line. It's important. She has not answered what locus Rahul Gandhi has.
Okay, we'll ask her that. What locus
Family
Rahul
consultation,
so
kitchen
much time,
consultation.
Just a minute, ma'am.
Kitchen consultation.
This is not done,
Well,
Rajdeep.
you've got to
Allow
speak.
the others also to speak.
Can I just bring her
I
trader
want to
down?
give out my point.
Yeah, you've given your point. Now let's turn to Yogendra Yadav. Yogendra Yadav, how do you see this playing out? The optics of it. You win a big victory. Surely what happens after the victory matters as much as just the numbers you get in an election. Do you see this as in some way damaging the Congress's moment of glory that they are, as some are saying, squandering an opportunity?
Rajdeep, I must confess that I really have no inside information. I have very little expertise on this kind of a matter. And to be absolutely frank, not much interest. Somehow, probably it's my training, my inclination. I'm more interested in what and how rather than who. My broad sense is, yes, if this were to play out in a prolonged manner, and if it were to become a street brawl, it would take away something from the victory. That point hasn't come. I can understand why BJP would wish this to have come right now. To my mind, it hasn't yet. What happened in Rajasthan was an open street power struggle. What is happening here is interpretations and inferences about a struggle. This is not something that I would, from an outside, call an open street fight for power sharing, for power. Also,
you don't see it as you don't see it as weak, a weak high command and strong satraps demanding their slice of the cake.
Rajdeep, I think we would draw all these conclusions once there is a clear decision, and then there is a public dissent. If that happens, we would draw all those conclusions. To my mind, much of this discussion is somewhat premature. I mean, we have time and we want to focus on these things. But I would rather that we focus on the larger message from Karnataka and what it shows us for 2024. I can understand the pressures of news cycle and why this becomes the most dominant news. But frankly, I really don't have much to say more than what I've said on this one. And it honestly doesn't...
Before I move to the other guest, let me ask you, therefore, irrespective of what's happening, what do you believe is the message? And will that message in some way get diluted?
Rajdeep, to my mind, the importance of Karnataka verdict is, number one, it keeps the door of 2024. It does not ensure that the opposition would win. It does not even ensure that they would win in Karnataka in 2024. But the doors could have been shut. If opposition lost in Karnataka, the doors are open. Number two, it shows a path. It shows a template. It shows, to my mind, this is, and the template is this. It is based on the pyramid politics. If society is a pyramid, the base of the pyramid, in terms of gender, that is to say women, in terms of rural, urban, villagers, in terms of class, the poorer and the poorest, and in terms of caste, the Ahindas, they have voted for Congress. And to my mind, the template for the opposition for 2024 is, can they replicate a politics of the base of the pyramid?
Okay.
And when it's the base of the pyramid, it's not merely because they're deprived and oppressed, but because the base of the pyramid is base of the aspirations of society. So can the Congress, the opposition in general, tune its politics for 2024 to align with this? It has some to do with the leadership question, but not very strong.
But there will be those, Professor Shastri, who believe there is a relationship between what just now Professor Yadav said and the leadership battle, because Mr. Siddaramaiah in many ways was seen to represent this pro-poor, backward caste, Muslim, Dalit, tribal coalition the Congress was building. Therefore, it is his turn. Do you believe that that's how it is being perceived in Karnataka? That therefore Siddaramaiah, because he is the sort of ambassador of this social coalition, has the advantage and should become chief minister in the natural course? You're on mute. Professor Shastri, you're on mute.
There's a message.
Yes, go ahead.
They're not able to hear.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead now.
Are you able
Go
to?
ahead.
Yeah. As Yogenji said, there is a message in the verdict, and in what you are saying, the Congress process of decision making of a leadership, I think that message is also playing out. Siddaramaiah represents certain social groups. He represents the coalition they are building. On the other hand, DK Shivakumar represents the organizational strength that the party has. And I would go with the argument that there is a democratic process. Maybe, yes, people should not have spoken in public about this. And that's why today you have come up with that clamp that no message should go into the public domain. But I think we must give that space to a party to be able to take its decisions. And as those who do not belong to a party, I think we have a duty to just wait and let them come up with a decision. It could be, it could be 15 days like in the case of Assam. It could be a week in case of other places. So be it. Whichever the party, when they have a victory, let's give them the time to take a decision rather than making comments 24/7 about the process by which the decision is made.
I take your point.
Once the decision is made, if there is dissidence, once the decision is made, if there is dissidence, if there is a difference of opinion, fine. That becomes a matter of public debate and the squandering of a verdict.
You know, it's interesting. In a way, you're suggesting the problem is 24/7 news, which wants instant breaking news. Leadership battles don't work according to the news cycle. But Sanjay Jha, the question still remains. You know, had this been 20 years ago when the Congress was in power at the center, the High Command could have decided who they wanted as Chief Minister. The decision would have been taken in Delhi. Now, can a Mallikarjun Kharge really impose his writ on the party and decide between Siddaramaiah and Shivakumar? Or, as Shehzad Poonawalla is suggesting, do the Gandhis have an extra constitutional role? He hinted at that of Rahul Gandhi. Do you believe that's how it still plays out?
First and foremost, Rajdeep, is a historic verdict. The BJP has been dumped, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi's political brand stands extremely vulnerable. And I think the BJP knows that. But let me add to what the conversation has already been about. Number one, let's give the Congress party credit here, Rajdeep. They have already held a secret ballot. I have friends in the Congress who tell me this is not a question of just who's going to be the chief minister. They're also looking at who's going to be part of the cabinet. Now, what are the political realities of our time? Both DK as well as Siddaramaiah are heavyweight champions in Karnataka politics. And Congress has actually got two formidable assets. And it is very legitimate to have political ambitions. You know, already you have seen cases of Uttar Pradesh where, by the way, after 8 days, the man who became chief minister wasn't even an elected MLA. He became an MLA much later. Assam, 8 days. But I want to give you two examples that we should not ignore. In Maharashtra, where I live, and Rajdeep, so do you from time to time, the most, in my opinion, critical state for India from the point of view of the economic landscape. When Shinde and Fadnavis toppled Mr. Uddhav Thackeray's government, we did not have a cabinet here for 5 weeks. Two men were running Maharashtra. In Yadurappa, when Amit Shah toppled in Karnataka and Yadurappa became the chief minister, you had no cabinet for 4 weeks. I mean, we all know how in Gujarat an entire cabinet disappeared along with the chief minister at the whims of New Delhi. So I think it's about time we gave the Congress party some breathing space, because I will give you only one example, Rajdeep. I've been in politics long enough to tell you this. While inter-party warfare is always the headline, intra-party, kind of aggressive fight for the big job is equally, I think, in my opinion, a democratic reality.
Okay.
If one last point. If in the US primaries, or even in UK for that matter, when 5 or 6 claimants to become the president or the nominee of a Democrat or the Republicans can go for each other hammer and tongs and yet work together and one becomes a nominee of the president, why is it so unusual if DK and Siddaramaiah are battling it out?
Okay.
Because this is a very legitimate tough battle.
Okay, it's not 4 versus 1.
It is
Don't worry.
four.
Don't worry. Don't worry.
all spoken
4
in
versus 1.5. I'm half with you. Let me, for a moment, no, just a minute,
Rajdeep,
sir.
it's unfair. There are so many things said about me, Rajdeep.
I interviewed both DK Shivakumar and Mr. Siddaramaiah during the campaign. I asked them that direct question. Kaun banega Mukhyamantri? Listen into the answers because they are instructive. Take a look. Am I speaking to the next Chief Minister of Karnataka? am I speaking to the next Chief Minister of Karnataka?
See, I am one of the aspirants. If Congress party gets majority in Karnataka, I hope Congress party will get comfortable majority this time. Mr. DK Shivakumar is also one of the aspirants. Myself is also a strong aspirant to become the Chief Minister if party comes to power. And ultimately, in a democracy, the elected MLAs will have to elect its legislature party leader. Ultimately, the High Command of Karnataka has to give approval who will be the next leader of the legislative party and the Chief Minister of Karnataka.
No, you are saying you are a strong aspirant. You are saying DK Shivakumar is also an aspirant, but you are senior to him. Am I right to say that you are the front runner?
See, I am one of the front runners. I am not only the front runner. I am one of the front runners because Shivakumar is also an aspirant to become the Chief Minister because he is the PCC President. I am the CLP leader. And of course, it depends upon how High Command takes the decision.
In the race, Mr. Siddaramaiah has told us very clearly that he is very much in the race. The MLAs will decide who becomes the next Chief Minister.
See, all politicians should aspire. We believe that, yes, we should also. For me, my priority is not myself. My priority is bringing the Congress party to power. Then my party high command will decide on its own political process.
So you are in the race?
See, definitely when opportunity comes, see, we are politicians, no? We are human beings. First, our party. As we love our country first, our state first, then our party. First, our party is important, then me becoming the Chief Minister.
But who decides? The High Command decides or the elected legislators will decide? Because it's interesting. Mallikarjun Kharge, Congress President, is from Karnataka. DK Shivakumar, Siddaramaiah, some even suggest that Mr. Parmeshwaran could, would want to become Chief Minister. It seems that Karnataka is not short of Chief Minister candidates when it comes to your party.
See, Congress party has very big senior leaders. There are so many leaders. Mr. Kharge is the president from Karnataka. He knows the length and depth. He has 50 years of political experience. There is a political process in it. I can't dictate what the process is. First, we should get our MLA selected. Then there will be election among ourselves, or they will be asking the opinion. Then the party will take a call on it.
Very interesting. Both of them virtually wearing their ambitions on the sleeve. And the difference, Shehzad Poonawalla, therefore, between the Congress and BJP, some would say they've got leaders. Right. They've got strong local leaders. You have now destroyed local leaders. In Karnataka, Yediyurappa sidelined. And in state after state, in the Modi-Shah era, you've sidelined local leaders. Congress can claim we have local leaders. What's wrong if we go through a process to choose them?
Fadnavis, Hemanta Biswa Sarma, and Yogi Adityanath. Rings a bell?
Yes. Hemanta Biswa Sarma has come from the Congress. The only one that Fadnavis has been made Deputy CM, and you've got Yogi Adityanath, perhaps your only strong Satrap.
Now you said that we don't have leaders. When I gave you 3 names, you are saying
at the moment I'm saying Hemanta has come from the Congress. You've got sorry?
Dhami, Bhupender Patel.
You really say Bhupender Patel is a strong
won the biggest mandate.
You hardly used him in your campaign.
There were 4 panelists who spoke on similar lines.
I'm asking you a straight question. I'm asking you a direct question.
I need an opportunity to articulate more than 5 seconds. So this is not a fair way to conduct a debate.
Tell me, please. Now, where are your local leaders? They've got local leaders. They've got democracy in action.
Rajdeep, see, I have tremendous respect for you, but you have to allow me to speak.
Please go ahead.
There are 4 people who already articulated. I'm answering your question also. If you don't want me to speak, I'll be a silent mute mummy.
Please go ahead.
Thank you. I'll answer your question first, but I'll answer the rest also. Please give me at least 45 seconds. Now the point I'm trying to make, there is Yogi Adityanath won a mandate after 37 years, first time repeated. Dhami has won first time in Uttarakhand to repeat a government. Hemanta Biswa Sarma has made the entire Northeast Congress moved. The Congress has to explain why they couldn't keep him. Fadnavis repeated himself to power in a coalition. They grabbed it with somebody else, but then we are back into power now. Apart from that, we have Bhupinder Patel, who won a mandate bigger than any mandate the BJP has ever won. So this is about your local leadership. First, now let me answer one by one. Sanjay Jha made a point that intra-party affairs is also a democratic exercise. I completely agree. It should be like the US primaries. Why would you then say Sukhjinder Randhawa, then tell Sachin Pilot he is doing anti-party activities, and Gehlot charged him with sedition law? Is that democratic? Do Republican primaries end up in people putting sedition law on each other? Secondly, the secret ballot has been done, right? Then why is it taking so much time to decide? Give Karnataka Chief Minister and let it go on. Thirdly, who is the high command? Khadge ji in his statement to PTI and ANI says that observers will convey the opinion to the high command and a decision will be taken after. He does not even consider himself to be the high command. Fourthly, please don't interrupt, sir. 20 seconds more. Rahul Gandhi, I come back to that point. What is Rahul Gandhi's locus standi? Fifth, Yogendra Yadav says that it hasn't degenerated into a street fight yet. Is that something to celebrate? So we should wait till Karnataka becomes a Rajasthan. Fifth, the base of the pyramid that Yogendra Yadav ji was talking about. Sir, with all due respect, the base of the pyramid was told 300 units free in Himachal, gone to the winds because they are fighting for power. The base of the pyramid was sold 1500 rupees to women of Himachal, gone to the winds because they are fighting for power. The base of the pyramid was told Kisan will be given Karz Maafi, gone to the winds because Sachin and Gehlot can't get over each other as to who should sit
now
on the
you
seat.
made your point.
This is the reality of the base of the pyramid.
Okay, the fact is...
Can I just come in? Can I come in?
Shama Mohammed, High Command.
Rajdeep, can I come in?
Just a minute, ma'am, you must listen to questions. High Command is being mentioned by Mr. Siddaramaiah. It was mentioned by Shivakumar. Shehzad Poonawalla is now asking who is the High Command. Is it Mr. Kharge? Is it Sonia Gandhi? Is it Rahul Gandhi? Is it a collective? Can you clarify that for us when Mr. Kharge says our High Command will decide? Is it Sonia, Rahul or Mr. Kharge or all three?
No, I want to know one thing. Now, he keeps on saying about Rahul Gandhi here. Rahul Gandhi is our leader. We will decide what Rahul Gandhi be in this party. And let me remind you, Shehzad Poonawalla, after 2019, when we lost, my party leader, Rahul Gandhi resigned. You know, he takes responsibility for a loss and for the win. It is not like Narendra Modi, who campaigned alone this time with his face and a divisive campaign, a very polarized campaign, insulting Muslims 24 hours a day. And what happened? You lost. Did he take responsibility? Is he accountable? No. So let's respect Rahul Gandhi. Then he keeps talking about Sachin Pilot. Mr. Randhawa never said anti-party activities. He basically said that, you know, this is his walk. He is doing it. That is one thing. And he talks about high command. Rajdeep, tell me.
It's the fact that Randhawa...
Let me finish. What they don't like about... Let me finish.
Did Randhawa say it's anti-party activity, yes or no?
He sent a notice. He sent a notice.
Saying what?
Mr. Shehzad Poonawalla.
They do not like...
Let her finish.
Randhawa
I will let you speak. I will let you speak. Let her
You
finish.
don't let me speak.
No, Shehzad, you will not shout during a show. Let her speak.
She lies.
Let me speak. Yeah, I have not interrupted him. I have not interrupted him. Rajdeep,
ma'am, please answer.
Ask him to have some manners. So, Vasundhara Raje, they do not like her because she's not pliable. Now look at what happened in Gujarat. Look at Uttarakhand. 3 CMs changed. Did they ever ask their MLAs? Now he keeps saying MLAs decide. Who asked them when they changed 3 CMs in Uttarakhand? What happened in Gujarat?
Rajdeep, please, if you, I tremendously respect you. Rajdeep, please read this.
Okay.
She is a national spokesperson. How can she be
What is the point you want to make? Shama Mohammed, fade it down. You made your point.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rajdeep, she said Randhawa did not call Sachin's activities anti-party. Here is the report. Hindustan Times, I am sure you write for it, so you know it's a credible paper. Pilots fast against party interests, AICC Rajasthan in charge. How can she allow how can you allow her to lie ad hominem about everything?
Okay, now you made your point.
Narendra Modi to ask Rupani to resign and put Mr. Patel there. Was it consulted by the people of Gujarat? The MLAs were consulted when they changed.
I've heard the politicians. I've had 3 very, very solid guests listening patiently to each of you raising your points. Now please put the fader down. Mr. Yogendra Yadav, Professor Yadav, I know you say that this is not what really interests you, but the fact is that power struggles are an intrinsic part of Indian politics, and there was a time when these were very bitterly fought. In fact, this is an age where we don't see often enough what we've seen in the last few days. There used to be a time when every state had 3 or 4 strong leaders. Is this in a strange way a reflection of a change in balance of power in the Congress party from a imperious high command, possibly, to actually empowering state satraps, each of whom now believes, "Main banunga Mukhyamantri"?
Rajdeep, honestly, I've not understood much of the debate taking place in the studio. If the High Command cannot decide like this, who would be the Prime Minister, who would be the Chief Minister, what's wrong with that? There were days when the Prime Minister sitting in Delhi would decide on an airport, he would decide who the Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh would be. He was dismissed.
That was Rajiv Gandhi and Anjaya.
Please, I do remember my history, my friend. Please don't interrupt me. I thought that was rather disgraceful for something like that to happen. And if we are in a state where contestation is taking place, competing claims are being made, are being resolved, what is the problem? My friend Shahzad says the base has disappeared. I don't know where has he got this premonition. I think I would.
No, I think he's saying that the promises that are made to address the base, which in Karnataka is the 5 guarantees, in Himachal Pradesh are specific guarantees, don't get fulfilled because of power struggles.
So,
But
Rajdeep,
didn't we put it? No, old pensions.
Shama Mohammed, please.
Rajdeep, the government has not been formed yet, and it's only some 3-4 days. I would wait for the first cabinet meeting to take place. And I would, if some of those decisions are not implemented, then I would come to the television and say, look, people have been betrayed. But why now? I think you hit the nail on the head when you said it's a 24-hour news cycle. We have to get things within hours. To my mind, and also the issue about Rahul Gandhi, I really don't understand if Mr. Nadda wants to consult Mr. Modi, who is not the boss of his in the party, but who happens to be the leader Mr. Nadda looks up to and respects. If Mr. Nadda is entitled to getting Mr. Modi's opinion, why is Mr. Kharge not entitled to getting Rahul Gandhi's opinion? I mean, after all, a party leader decides who he wants to listen to.
Okay.
What are we debating? I'm not quite clear.
No. We are debating in a way the manner in which the Congress party is playing out a power struggle, which is a unique feature because A, the Congress hasn't won in a long time, Professor Shastri, and B, as I said, we haven't seen local leaders asserting themselves in a long time. In a sense, for me, as a watcher of politics, it represents a return to a certain old-style politics, where local leaders also believed it was their right to demand chief ministerships for the work that they had done on the ground. I don't see anything wrong, actually, in what Mr. Shivakumar is doing. He has every right to say, I have fought a great election, allow me to be chief minister. Why should Delhi decide? Let the MLAs decide.
Rajdeep, I think the discomfort is from the fact that the Congress used to behave in a particular way in the past. And now if the regional leaders are asserting themselves and playing their role, a legitimate role possibly in the field of politics, there creates an element of discomfort in maybe political analysts like me also. So I'm not talking of 1 versus 4. If you go through what many of us at Lokniti have done, we have been equally critical of Congress and the BJP in terms of actions that have happened. And in this particular case, I think whichever party which becomes a ruling party, why can we not give space to that ruling party to take its decisions and not keep commenting even as the decisions are being made? As I said, once they have made their decision, if we feel subsequent to that there is dissent or there is difference, let's talk about it. But within a democratic process, be it the Congress, be it the BJP, be it the Janata Dal, be it the Communists, can we give them that space to be able to take their decision? Is that not their democratic right to do whoever it may be?
I think you make a fine point, and I repeat what I said. A 24-hour news cycle forces you to almost do a ball-by-ball commentary on what actually is a process that's on. We'll have to see whether this process works, whether it leads to rift, rebellions, and more. For now, it's playing within the party. But yes, I'll give you 10 seconds. The advantage of being in the studio.
10 seconds. No, 10 seconds.
10 seconds. Counting.
It's been 4.5 years in Rajasthan, so this process should have settled. We are not talking about the time, but the fact is that institutions get eroded and derated only when you do not have a disingenuous argument like Yogendra Yadav has made. PM is part of the parliamentary board. Is Rahul part of the parliamentary board of the Congress?
1 minute. Rahul is part of the Congress working committee.
Rajdeep, when I get 10 seconds...
No, your 10 seconds
Rajdeep, how many CWC members are there? How many CWC members are there? Are all being consulted?
Okay,
now 5 seconds.
Okay, you made
Rajdeep, 5 seconds. You interrupt me and you take my 10 seconds, Mr. 5 seconds. Rajdeep, don't do this. Don't do this. Rajdeep, you're a fair person. I have to make one last point. Rajdeep, I have to make one last point.
I am completely out of time.
You can give me 5 seconds. This is really unfair.
Okay, I'm giving you completely. Everyone has been heard. And the fact is that is the nature of democracy in this country. We hear different opinions, and maybe that's what the Congress party is doing. But remember, the mandate is ultimately to provide a stable government that focuses on governance, not just on power struggles. So sooner or later, the Congress will have to resolve this and find a way to address the concerns of the people of Karnataka. Else, we will raise the question, is this a mandate squandered? Thanks very much for watching. You stay well, stay safe. Good night, Jai Hind, Shubhratri, and as they say in Kannada, Namaskara.
Where the software engineer meets the cool UI UX designer, meets the gifted content writer to create the big dream. The world comes together at Sharda University. So where are you?
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices. Amplify your brand with 100 million smart internet viewers. To advertise, mail us at sales@aajtak.com.
Where the software engineer meets the smart market analyst, meets the talented photographer, to create the big dream. The world comes together at Sharda University. So where are you?
What about the 2 PSBs that the finance minister had announced in the budget in 2021? Are they on the back burner now?
Yes, not very hopeful of the fact if government, that is Ministry of Finance along with Niti Aayog, will get back to the list that they had jotted down, in fact, which also includes the mega to privatization of public sector banks, which was also announced by Finance Minister Nirmala Siddaramaiah in 2021 during the Union Budget, followed by Niti Aayog then drafting a plan of action that would go to DPAM, but it looks unlikely because top sources in Ministry of Finance have told us that government is not looking to take up bank privatization or privatization of new CPSCs, which is the central public sector entities, until general elections, that is in May 2024.
What's the update on the IDBI Bank sale, Karishma? What's the cause of concern?
In terms of DPAM, rather government looks very hopeful and positive. The affirmation stands of the fact that the due diligence is still undergoing. In fact, we are also being told that government is looking to call for the financial bids by September this year. They're looking to at least complete the financial bid process and due diligence and open the data room in the first half of this year, followed by which the transaction could conclude before next March. Let's not forget it's a mega share of 60% that government and LIC together are looking to sell.
कोरोना का बीमारी आया, उसमें मेरा नौकरी चला गया था, तो Abhijit Lavande lost his job during the coronavirus pandemic. This is when he decided to go back to the roots. He went back to his village, Singhapur in Pune district, where he took up farming.